For more than a decade, someone was hunting women on Long Island. Not in abandoned buildings, not in secret underground tunnels. He was living in plain sight. A father, an architect. Every morning, he walked through Manhattan carrying blueprints. Every night, he went home to suburban America. This is the story of Rex Heuermann and the mystery that haunted America for nearly 20 years. December 2010. A police officer and his cadaver dog were searching for a missing woman along Ocean Parkway on Long Island. But they didn't find the woman they were looking for. Instead, they found a body wrapped in burlap. At first, investigators thought it might be an isolated murder. Then another body appeared, then another, then another. 4 women, all hidden near Gilgo Beach, all connected to escort work. The media quickly gave them a name, the Gilgo 4. But the nightmare was only beginning. Over the next several months, more remains were discovered along the same stretch of road. Some victims had been missing for years. Some had never even been identified. America became obsessed with one terrifying question. Who was leaving bodies along Gilgo Beach? And for years, investigators had no answer. The victims all shared disturbing similarities. Most were women working through online escort websites. Many disappeared after meeting clients. And in several cases, family members received horrifying phone calls. The caller mocked them, taunted them, spoke calmly, almost casually. Police believed the killer was intelligent, organized, careful. He used burner phones. He traveled highways at night. He knew how to disappear. And while the public imagined a monster hiding in shadows, the real suspect was sitting in traffic every morning on his way to work. Rex Heuermann owned an architecture consulting business in Manhattan. Co-workers described him as quiet, odd, intimidating at times, but not a killer. At least, not one anyone could prove. For more than a decade, the case stalled. Police departments fought internally. Leads went cold. Families begged for answers. Some people believed the killer would never be caught. And then, technology changed everything. In 2022, a new task force reopened the investigation. Instead of relying only on old witness statements, they rebuilt the case using modern forensic technology, phone records, cell tower data, vehicle databases, DNA evidence. And one clue kept appearing: a dark green Chevrolet Avalanche. Witnesses had seen the vehicle years earlier near one victim. Investigators traced it back to a man living in Massapequa Park, Rex Heuermann. But suspicion wasn't enough. They needed proof, so investigators watched him for weeks. Then came the detail that sounded like something out of a Hollywood thriller. Police recovered discarded pizza crust from a trash can near his office. The DNA matched evidence connected to the victims. After more than a decade, the Phantom Killer finally had a name. On the 13th of July, 2023, Rex Heuermann was arrested in Manhattan. The man accused of terrorizing Long Island for years was suddenly standing in handcuffs. And the world could not believe what it saw, because he looked ordinary. When investigators searched Heuermann's home, they uncovered thousands of disturbing files. Authorities later revealed alleged planning documents, search histories, violent material. The suburban house became the center of a national media storm. Neighbors described seeing police digging through the property for days. News helicopters circled overhead. The quiet neighborhood suddenly became one of the most infamous crime scenes in America. And the deeper investigators looked, the darker the story became. Prosecutors accused Heuermann of carefully selecting vulnerable victims, women whose disappearances might not immediately trigger national attention. Many victims were young mothers, daughters, people trying to survive, and for years, their stories had been reduced to headlines. But the families never stopped fighting for answers. Some spent over a decade waiting for a phone call they feared would never come. Then finally, the mystery that haunted them began to unravel. One of the most disturbing parts of the Gilgo Beach case wasn't just the murders. It was the double life. By day, Rex Heuermann attended meetings in Manhattan. He discussed architecture. He interacted with clients. He blended into society. Meanwhile, prosecutors say he was hiding unimaginable secrets. Criminologists often describe serial offenders as masters of compartmentalization, the ability to separate violence from everyday life. And few modern cases illustrate that better than Gilgo Beach. His case also exposed something else: how easily society ignores vulnerable people. For years, some victims received less media attention because they were involved in escort work. Families repeatedly said the women deserved more urgency, more visibility, more humanity. And today, many believe the Gilgo Beach story is not only about a serial killer, it is also about the failures that allowed him to stay hidden for so long. In 2026, Rex Heuermann admitted responsibility for multiple murders connected to Gilgo Beach. But even now, questions remain. Could there be more victims? Did investigators miss warning signs? How does someone live beside friends, neighbors, co-workers, while hiding something this dark? The road along Gilgo Beach still looks quiet. Cars still pass by every night. The ocean still crashes against the shore. But for many families, that stretch of coastline will always represent something terrifying.